Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. I want to say Shalom to Akminakwa out there, pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's, a familiar topic. Some of you might have been hearing it around in the news and whatnot, right? Esau's lies. The title of the lesson is E Never Changes. Levi cat eating lie. All right, the Levi cat eating lie. All right, you can see I got the fork and the knife and the cat emoji. All right, so that's the lie that's going around with the tribe of Levi. All right, aka the Haitians. All right, so they're saying, they're coming and eating all the cats and dogs and goose and whatnot. And I can't say for 100% fact that an instance like that has never occurred, right? But I can almost pretty much guarantee that it's not happening on a whole. Okay, there was a guy that actually recently sometimes on Sabbath I like to watch edifying videos. So sometimes I watch some of these guys that go and interview things. So me and my wife were watching this guy Tyler Oliveira. And he was going around in wherever what was it called? Springfield, all right, Ohio. And he was, interviewing the Haitians, and they all laughed. They all laughed. They're like, "No, we're not doing that. That's ridiculous." And then you had the most inbred of all hillbillies, all right, saying, "Yeah, they're coming down here, and I don't like them," and Esau's hatred, man. He never changes. All right, they're like little children. They make the most stupid arguments, the stupid lies. All right, they come up with things like little kids, and it's really embarrassing. And they should be embarrassed, right? Because this shit, when you see it, it's fucking embarrassing. It really is. It's embarrassing, and it's embarrassment. All right, it makes them look like a bunch of uneducated goons. Okay, like a bunch of fucking troglodytes. Inside joke. So fucking. Literally like the basest of base men as they are, right? It really shows you their the lack of their intelligence, all right, the lack thereof of this intelligence that they claim to have. Okay, I'm so smart. No, you're not. Look at how you act, man. Even the dumbest jakes don't say some stupid shit like that. Oh, Esau, or a white man, he's coming around and he's eating the trees off my eating the leaves off my trees, because you don't hear that. It's always Esau making up some fucking ludicrous, barbaric, way out there statement. When they're the ones that do all the barbaric shit, such as diddling the kids. That's not, we got Haitians over here, and you got to keep your cats away from the Haitians. Well, guess what? Hey, keep your cats and keep your dogs, cats, and daughters, and little children away from Esau, because he'll try to fuck them. All right. So how about that? And that one's real. That's a real one. That's not a lie. That's not even an exaggeration. They absolutely will. Every time you see someone in the news come up, they fucked an animal. Who is it? A white person. Every time you see someone say, "Oh, they fucked a little kid." Who was it? A white person. Right? That's not a gross overestimation. That's true. It's them. But he never changes, man. They always got to pass the blame and make it look like someone else is worse than them, even though they are the worst. They're the wicked. All right, they're the border of indignation. All right, and the Lord they are the border of wickedness, who the Lord has had indignation for, and will have indignation for forever and ever. All right, as the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, of course. So these devils, man, he never changes. The Levi cat eating lie. All right, so let's go and get it. And you can see right here, this is the 12 tribes of Israel. Right here, number 3, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. This makes up the southern kingdom, which would be known as, the so-called Negroes or blacks, as they call it, our people. They call them blacks and those Latinos. All right, the first 3, that's the southern kingdom, who would be known as black people, or blacks, as they, what's the word? Prejudiciously call our people. All right, I had to think of the word there. And then you have the northern kingdom, right? Simeon on down to Issachar, who make up the Latinos, who they, just different bywords that they call us, all right? The wetbacks and all these different things, right, that they call our people. But we're all 12 tribes of Israel, right? We're all Israel, and that's why they hate us, is because they ain't us, all right? You remember that saying, they hate us because they ain't us? And that it's true with Esau. They hate us because they ain't us, right? They hate us because they ain't us, right? Because they're shit. So I want to get, before we, continue on any further, I do want to just get a scripture out. Ezekiel 35:1 says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it." Now, you might be curious, well, what Mount Seir? What do you mean Mount Seir? Well, if you look at Mount Seir, it's a place in the land where the Idumeans, the Edomites, were dwelling. Right? We can go and get that. All right, slowly but surely, because the internet around here is crazy. So it's Mount Seir is an ancient and biblical name for a mountainous region, right? That and we can go and get it. Who lived there? All right. Who did God give Mount Seir to? It said, "I gave unto Isaac and Jacob and Esau, I gave unto Isaac, Jacob, and Esau, and I gave unto Esau Mount Seir to possess it, but Jacob and his children went down into Egypt." So it was a land that was inhabited by the Edomites. If you go and look it up, it should tell you. It's in the northern region of Edom and southeast of the kingdom of Judah. So it was in the kingdom of Edom. All right, it was in the northwestern region of Edom. Okay, Idumea, where the Edomites dwell, who were the seed line and descendants of Esau. Okay, and you might say, oh, well, God only hated Esau, the man Esau. He didn't hate the the Idumeans or the Edomites. He did hate Edom. All right, there's scriptures that talk about it. And also, when it talks about Israel, it's Israel and Israel's descendants. So Esau is referring to Esau and Esau's descendants, the Idumeans, the Edomites, all right, which are still very much alive today. They haven't gone away. They haven't been done away with. They haven't vanished. All right, they're not some, lost individual. They're here, all right, and they're in rulership, all right, and they're on all the money. So, Son of man, set thy face, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, Salakia. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, because, the things that we're going through, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, so that thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. There you go. So, and you can continue on and read about, the destruction of Mount Seir, the destruction of Edom, and and there's going to be a destruction to come, because, the Edomites have been ran out of lands, but even as they said in the Bible, basically the Lord's going to, I can't remember how it was, but they shall rebuild, but I shall throw down. That's what the Lord said, saying basically, when our stuff gets destroyed, we're just going to keep on rebuilding. Bless you. We're just going to keep on rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding. All right. Let me go and get that, actually. Let me see. But I will throw down. I can't remember exactly how it goes. Malachi 1:4 says, Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. And there you go. Call all Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's a scripture that lets you know who the wicked are. It's them, border of wickedness. And we want to continue on. No, that's good. So, they think, if when their land masses are destroyed, they're just going to keep rebuilding. Now, remember, they think that their generation, their dwelling places and houses and all that shall continue forever and ever, and that they shall never go through tribulation, right? Because they're proud. He's a proud man. Another scripture, right? So, and the Lord says that, the Lord's gonna, the Lord says that He's gonna stretch out His hand and make this people in this place desolate. Okay, so these Edomites, man, they're not in a good position. So we're gonna get where was it? Verse 5. I wanted to enunciate on some things. It was verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Now this word perpetual hatred, I wanted to go and get that. All right, and Salaki, I know for a while you can't hear me when I do that, the Siri, but I wanted to go and get this word perpetual. All right, perpetual. Okay, it means never ending or changing, everlasting. Okay, so never ending or changing, everlasting. So Esau, right in verse 5 it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, they have had a never ending or changing hatred, right? What's he gonna do? It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, so that thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Since you loved blood so much, and you loved, spilling it, now that's going to happen to you. Your blood's going to be spilled. Oh, no, that's not fair. No, fair is fair. You spilled some blood, now your blood gets to spill, right? So that's how that goes. Now, let's get back to the this post. Now, when I saw this, I said, and let me grab a drink while I'm at it. Bear with me, just one moment. When I saw this post, I said, you know what? Esau doesn't even realize that they're the thugs, that they're the idiots, they're the problem. All right, they're all, what's happening to my Springfield? My Springfield's being ruined by these goddamn Haitians. They don't realize that they're the problem. They're the ones tearing it up. They're the ones that are messing this place up. They're the ones messing it up. It's them. And Esau does some stupid shit. Like they have a picture of the Klansmen, right? A bunch of Klansmen on a sticker or a shirt, and I've seen it. It's a diagram. It says the original boys in the hood. So you admit that you're the original gangster, the original thug, the original fucked up, savage brute beast individual. You admit it. It was you. You realize that? But all these goddamn thugs and these fucking spicks and these jigaboos coming around here and tearing up my. Well, no. Calm down. Calm down. I thought you were the original thug. Remember? You're the original boys in the hood. Remember? You're the original one tearing it up. Nobody else. You're the original boys in the hood. Fucking dumb. Which means, well, no, we were talking about going there and getting the thugs because they were there. No, that sounds like some thuggish behavior. You thuggies, all right? Now, that's what a thuggy is. Well, they're originally, Indian people, or like go back to gypsy Indian people. Not Native American, but Indian from India. So that's what that word thuggy means. Savage, a brute beast, a brute and savagely violent, animalistic-like person, right? That's Esau. That's them. See how they try to project? Esau is like the master of projection. They try to take all the things that they do. Oh, you're a savage. Well, that's what you are. Oh, you live off the government. That's what you do. You do all these things. I guarantee you, if you took all of Jake and you took all of Esau and you found out who was on the most welfare, I guarantee you, almost guarantee you, that the biggest population is going to be from these trailer park ass, sister fucking ass, broke down, shitty ass looking trailer park complexes that are littered all across the shitholes of America, right? I guarantee you that's where the biggest income, these fucking Trumpers living in RVs and living off the goddamn government, I guarantee you it's them. And they're sitting there smoking a meth pop saying, God, I wish America would be made great again. These goddamn jigaboos and spicks are the problem. Meanwhile, over here, they got half a tooth, all right? They smell like shit, all right? They smell like shit and cat urine, all right? They smell and mold and dust, all right? Sitting there smoking a pack of fucking Pall Malls, all right, smoking on a glass pipe and saying these blacks are the problem with America. Yeah, it's the blacks and the Latinos. Yep, we're the problem. Not you. Fucking smoking a pipe, all right, a glass pipe in a fucking trailer, all right, fucking stinking and smelling like doo-doo. Yes, it's us. We are the problem. They always project, man. They're never accountable. They're never accountable for anything, right? So this is a post from Ohio, the Ohio Reddit. It was on the Popular. It says, what the fuck is happening to Springfield? It says, first we had a squad of Nazis pointing guns at black people in traffic. Strike one for Esau. Then right-wing media hijacking a local old wives' tale to fearmonger. That's strike two for Esau. I haven't seen, black or Mexican people so-called do anything yet. Now there's a superstitious package with a neo-Nazi note on one of the homes on my very route home from work. That's another strike for white people. So where's the black people coming to this problem? Where's the black people? Where's the Mexicans coming in? Where are we the problem? All right? Where are we at, right? It says, and as of an hour ago, City Hall was evacuated after a threat. This city used to be quiet. But we were never crime free, but terrorism wasn't an everyday fucking occurrence. People want to blame Haitians for everything wrong with Springfield, but it's the fascist shit stains scaring the shit out of people like my partner, a person of color, making them afraid to even look at the goddamn news. Look at that. So it's not the black people, so-called. It's not the Latino people, Mexican people, so-called. It's the fucking whites. It's the white cracker-ass, crack-a-lackin'-ass, honky-ass, sister-fucking-ass motherfuckers sitting there, all these goddamn black. Be accountable for your goddamn actions, man. Because it ain't us, all right? It's you smelly-ass, quarter-smelling-ass, golden retriever-looking-ass motherfucker. It's you. You got to project. It's nobody. It's all everybody's problem but your problem. Esau can go to a buffet and shit all over the food and spit on it, and then a black person walk by, it's you. You're the reason that this happened. Why? How is it? Or no, it's him, that Mexican over there. How is it any of our problems? You're the one that fucking shit all over the buffet. Well, it's because you were in here that I did it. It's and they're just fucking dumb. It's a low education, just low accountability, no accountability, not low accountability, no accountability having ass motherfuckers like this. All right, that fuck up an area and then they blame it on the so-called black and brown, us. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel, they blame it on us because they're the ones fucking everything up. They'll industrialize the zone and fuck it up, and there'll be no jobs and no water, and they'll say, all the blacks moved in. No, all the blacks moved in because it was cheap, because you tried to make it like that, because that's the only place that we could live. Right, is in industrial zones. All right, and meanwhile, all the white people that didn't leave when they were trying to industrialize the zone, they're going to blame the blacks. Why not blame the industries? Why not blame the elites? Why not blame the white people that did this? It's us. We're the problem because we happen to move in. All right, fucking dumb. All right, dumb. Now, I wonder what this comment said because it was removed, and it says they are using the same tactics as witch hunts and Jim Crow, and it's the same. The Jim Crow era never really ended, did it? It never really ended. It's still going around. All right, in a different era. So now it's the Donald Trump era, right? With all these fucking Trumpies, man. All right, and not that Trump's the problem. All right, all these politicians are the problem. It's the Trump really, and is really smart with what he did because he bred a perfect breeding ground or created a perfect breeding ground for the most low down, despicable, unintelligent trailer living sister fucking individuals to form this cult that he made. All right, these people are very easily impressionable. They're very easily impressionable. All right, you can say anything to them. He did what Taylor Swift did to the young white women. All right, all the dumb, unintelligent, you little preteen white women, and white women aren't intelligent to begin with. All right, and created this power. All right, he did the same thing with the sister fucking hillbilly trailer trash. All right, it says, check this out. It says, just keep in mind that the Haitian immigrants came to live in a town. Just keep in mind that the Haitian immigrants came to live in town, and the Trumpists came from out of town to disrupt the town that they live in. So they're coming from over town. These iggers and these wetbacks and these gooks and these fucking motherfuckers are coming over and they're ruining our cities, and they're not even in your city. They're not even in your town. They're in the town over. You had to go over there to get it. That's like if I went. That's like if I went to a Chinatown and complained that all the food that I could find, all these goddamn Chinese restaurants everywhere, these fucking Chinese restaurants everywhere, I can't go anywhere without seeing a Chinese restaurant. Well, you're in Chinatown, dummy. What the fuck do you think? That's like they're going to a place to find a problem to have. Right? They're trying to have a problem. They don't have one, so they got to go somewhere to have one because they don't have no business to mind, so they got to go find someone's business. They got to get in. All these Haitians are coming over here, and they're not in your town. Go back to your town. Why is this a problem? It's fucking dumb. It says, if a town is fairly diverse and actually doing okay, fascists attacked it so that it looks chaotic, and then they claim that the chaos is caused by them. Right? That's true. That's absolutely true. They'll go there and they'll bring guns and violence and start race riots. And they'll be like, see, it's these blacks that are causing it. These fuckers, these motherfuckers, they're coming over here and causing issues. What do you mean coming over here and causing issues? You came over to start issues with them, and they fought back, and now they're the bad guys. That's Esau's tactics. Fucking crackers, fucking honky-ass bitches, fucking sister fucking motherfucking colonizers. Yeah, you hate it when we call you that colonizer. Shut the fuck up. You're a pussy, man. Bitch ass. That's what you are. You're a bitch ass fucking wet t-shirt, from your tears, wiping your snot on your t-shirt and got the snot running down your face. That's you. Bunch of pussies, man. If a town is fairly diverse and actually doing okay, fascists attack it so it looks chaotic, and then claim the chaos is caused by them. It's why Sarajevo was such a target in the Bosnia War. It was an integrated city that was doing just fine, so the Serbian militias had to destroy it so they could claim that those groups couldn't live together peacefully. Fucking ridiculous, man. So it's the whites. The whites are the problem. The whites are the problem. The whites are the problem. I'll say it again. The whites are the problem. It's them. They're the problem. They've always been the problem. Black Wall Street, who was the problem? Us walking around just living, having a good life? No, it was the whites that came through and literally fucking bombed a neighborhood. A terrorist attack. They were terrorists, man. They did it. You don't realize that? But we're the problem. For what? Living? Existing? Let me grab a drink. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. They refuse to admit that they're the problem. It says, Nazis are pissed off that the city officials aren't pushing their narrative, so they've resorted to threats. It's true. Let's see. That's Trump's terrorists in a nutshell. They're vile. It's not just Trump, all right? It's deeper than that. They try to keep on blaming Trump, and it's not Trump's not the one to blame. It's all Edomites. All Edomites are to blame, all right? And Kamala Harris is an Edomite, too. And they're going to realize there's going to be some fucked up shit when she gets into presidency, too, because the way we're looking, it's looking like she is going to be a president. Trump got fucking dog walked by a black lady. She's not even black, all right? She's an Edomite, and more importantly, if you want to look at her just generic lineage, all right, she's Indian, all right? So, nice try. It says, they keep on making it a Trump problem, and Trump's just a fucking filthy-ass, dirty Edomite. All right, he's just another one of them. So he's part of the problem, yes, but all you Edomites that are going out and voting for Kamala, guess what? You're just as much as a problem, all right? You are. Well, why are you lumping us in with because you're the same people. You're the same fucking people. You just do it in different ways. You don't even realize it. False flag attacked staged by actual Nazis and blamed on immigrants. Yep. There you go. So, and it's called fascism, and it's what the GOP wants to bring to America. And you don't realize they're playing both sides of the coin, man. So they want you to think like that, and that's why they're introducing this. And look, man, that's why they're introducing this, this Democratic leader now, Kamala Harris. They want her to be, and she is going to win. I'd be very surprised if not, all right, because she fits the bill perfectly for how the end's going to come. All right, she fits the bill perfectly. Having a woman having a woman in rulership at the end of the world, that's like the perfect mix of confusion. That has to be. I'd be very surprised if not. But let's go and get another scripture. We're going to get Psalms 58:3. Then I got to go ahead and close out. And, not close out, but I got to close out for now. I'll have to do a second part. What is it, 58:3? Yeah. And then I'll have to I usually don't stitch them together. No, I actually got a new app that stitches together. That's what I did last time. So it'll work. CapCut or whatever. I can't remember what I used, but it's a good app. So I'll probably just use that and stitch it together. So this is Psalm 58:3. It says, the wicked are estranged. Yeah, we'll read from 3. I want to see if I want to read up. Psalms 58:2, Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. So that's these devils, man, these Edomites, right? They're estranged from the womb, all right? They go off, right? They're wicked as soon as they're out of the womb. They're wicked, all right? Doesn't mean that they're going to be killing people as soon as they're out of the womb, but they're wicked as soon as they come out of the womb because they're born wicked. They are wicked. It's within them. It's within them to be like that, right? It says they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And that doesn't mean, of course, you can't speak when you're a baby, but as soon as they're able to, all right, so they start formulating lies. And we've seen that. We've seen those videos where, they'll act like they hit the baby's head, and they're like, oh no, and then the baby will start crying. They have it on them. They have that spirit on them right out of the womb. They can do it right away. Little kid's lying, he stole my candy bar, and realize that he ate it all. All right, and the only way they can tell is because he got chocolate all over his lips, but he's trying to lie on another little child. Because they're liars. Natural-born liars. Natural-born murderers. Natural-born killers. That's who the Edomites are, man. So we're gonna leave it off there. We got 2 more scriptures. or, unless we, get some to the Spirit when I come back. That's the first half of E never changes. The Levi cat eating lie. And like I'm saying, I'm not saying it's never happened. Could a Levi have ate a cat once or twice? Maybe. All right, but it's definitely not, and ate a goose, maybe even more probable, right? But the question to be had is it happening all the time? Is it the overall majority? No, that's a minority of things. That's not happening all the time. All right, there's cats still walking around the neighborhood. If they were rampaging around eating cats, you wouldn't see cats walking around. It's a lie, man. For the most part, it's a lie. And you can make something a lie out of something happens. If someone stole my tires and I said, oh, they're stealing all the tires, in the whole neighborhood, that's a lie. Yeah, sure, it happened once. It might have even happened twice, but it's not the majority. All right, so it's a cat eating damn low down lie, right? So I'm gonna leave it right there. I'll be back with you in just a moment. When it gets pieced back, Lord willing. So yeah, until I come back, shalom. All right, we're back. So right off the bat, I wanted to get another scripture, but unfortunately I had to head in, so I wasn't able to do it. So I wanted to go and grab Proverbs 4:16, because that's one of the things that these devils do, man. As we were reading in Psalms 58, they lie. All right, that's just what they do. They lie, and they do anything to make themselves look better, right? And take the blame off themselves and put it on somebody else. For example, another scripture before we get Proverbs 4:16 that comes to mind. Let me open up Siri. Is the one I wanted to get is most of you brothers and sisters know this one. All right, profane as Esau, Hebrews 12:16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So he's the one that's doing all the wicked, disgusting, and terrible things and evilness. All right, he is the border of wickedness. He's the one that's doing all these things, but he always has to put it on somebody else. He has to say, oh, it's Jake that's doing it. It's him that's doing it. No, it's not me. It's them. And they just, they constantly do it over and over and over again because they have no accountability. All right, let's go and look up that word, accountability. All right, accountability. We'll just read it from the AI overview. Accountability is the idea that someone is responsibility for their actions and can be held answerable for their performance or behavior. Let's get the definition. It says, the fact or condition of being accountable, responsibility, which is accountable, being what? Of a person or organization or institution required or expected to justify actions or decisions responsible. And they don't want to be held responsible for their actions. They want to, and that's why calling a colonizer or any of these names or bringing up slavery really grinds their gears, and it really gets in between, gets under their skin, is because they hate having accountability. No, it wasn't me. All right, I'm not guilty of the things that my grandfather did. But they don't realize that they are those same people coming back. All right, maybe not your grandfather, but your grandfather's grandfather was probably you, right? So no, you're right. How am I guilty of my grandfather's actions? Well, you're not guilty of your grandfather's actions, but his grandfather most likely was probably you, all right, or his dad even was probably you, all right. So yeah, you are accountable. Okay, so don't try to pull that old the old Edomite slip out move. And that's what you try to do, so you don't have to have any accountability. All right, and you can say that, but what about all the laws that you're passing and all the shit that you're still doing this day? You say, oh, well, when I was hundreds of years ago. All right, well, it was 2 Joe Bidens ago, first of all. Not so long ago, was it? All right, and then on top of that, and even sooner than that was the Jim Crow era. And then currently you're doing stuff like, having cops are rampantly killing Jakes. And still to this day, what are you doing? Lying and saying Haitians are eating cats and dogs and rabbits and what is it? Lions and rabbit. What is it? What is it? Something lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, right? All these different things. We're just saying and goose and all that. It's just ridiculous, man. Right? So you're projecting. All right, what does it mean to be projecting? Let's go and look that up. What does it mean? mean to be projecting? You're projecting. All right? Psychological projection. Okay? Right here. Projection is a type of defense mechanism or means of coping. People may use defense mechanisms and unconscious mental strategies to cope with stressful or anxiety-provoking thoughts and experiences. When someone unconsciously attributes, and they're not unconsciously doing it, they're consciously doing it. When someone unconsciously attributes their thoughts, feelings, or behaviors to another person, they are projecting. When someone unconsciously, you know what, let's just read it as it is. When someone attributes their thoughts, feelings, or behaviors to another person, they are projecting. So if they're a rapist and they're saying, you're just a rapist, all right, that's because what? They're projecting, all right? Or if they're a murderer and they're guilty of all this death and they say, no, you're guilty of all the crime. It's all you guys. No, that's projecting because they're projecting, and that's what they do. So Proverbs 4:16, and really it's just a form of them they're just lying. All right, so let's get Proverbs 4:16 because they're just liars. That's all they are. It was Proverbs 4:16. Okay, it says, "For they sleep not." This is Proverbs 4:16. "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief." We'll go up for 14. So 4 and 14. Proverbs 4 and 14. "Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief." And that's part of this mischief is if they go and say, they're what they're doing is they're eating cats and dogs. That's mischief. They're trying to cause somebody to fall, as it's going to say. It says, "For they sleep not, except they have caused For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause someone to fall." Okay, and that's what they do. They want to see somebody fall. They want to cause somebody to be in a bad situation, cause them some mischief, some harm. All right, and on top of that, Esau went as far as changing the definition of mischief to mean playfully a bad behavior, right? When really it's evil. Mischievousness goes back to evilness. All right, it's a terrible evil. It's evil. It's evil. That's what mischief is. Evil. It says in verse 17, "For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence, but the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more under the perfect day. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble." And that's just exactly how they are. They're just devilish, demon-like beings because that's who they are. They're just devils, man. They're devils because they are the devil, and that's just how they act, And I don't know if we want to read any more of this. Let's see. We already read that one. And a lot of people are just blaming it on Trump. And like I said, Trump's a piece of shit. They're all pieces of shit. All of the political people, or the political candidates and political officials. That's the word I was looking for. They're all pieces of shits, man. Kamala Harris, right? Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Trump. They're all not for you, man. They're all a bunch of rich fucks that have it out for themselves, and they're all lesser luminaries, ultimately being puppets that are being puppeted by the puppeteers who are the elites. All right, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Steins, and Bergs. Right. So. And I'm not going to even read any more of these because it's just everybody's just blaming Trump, and they don't realize this problem has been going on long before Trump and will be going on. I can't say long after Trump because we don't have long after to come because this place is on its last limb. But it was before Trump, hundreds of years before Trump, and if we had hundreds of years, it would be hundreds of years after Trump, but we don't have hundreds of years. So they try to, attribute it to Trump. Oh, it's Trump, it's Trump, it's Trump, it's Trump. It's not Trump, all right? It's Esau, all right, a.k.a. so-called white people, all right, as they are. Not just Trump, all right? Trump just happens to do it because he happens to be a so-called white person who is an Edomite, okay? That's why. That's why he's like that. So 2 Maccabees 7 and 31. And then we're going to go ahead and close out. right here. Boom, boom, bam. Second Maccabees 7. Almost said 3. All right, I'm not good with my numbers. I get them mixed up a lot. Second Maccabees 7 and 31. It says, "And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of Yahweh." So, and who's the one who's been, who has been the author, all right, the progenitor, the creator, right, of all mischief against the Hebrews? Esau, Edom. All right. Anytime that they can do it, they'll try to get their grimy little stinky ass, fucking quarter smelling ass hands on Jake. All right, and do him some harm. Right. And yes, yes, it all comes through, the Most High, using that as a punishment for Jake. All right, because Esau was, made as basically a whipping stick for us. But it doesn't free them from the wickedness that they've done, because they have gone overboard, man. They've gone crazy with it. Okay, they've gone crazy with it, and it's the same thing with the slaves. There's rules of how you're supposed to take slaves. People try to say, and the main thing with, before we close out, the last thing I want to say, because I want to get this information out there as much as possible, and you can look this up and fact check it. The Edomites will always say that every nation always took people into slavery and did captivity. The Irish were slaves, and the thing that you need to realize is that slavery was a different thing before Esau. Right? There was ways. They were generally held as bargaining chips almost. Okay, they were taking slaves, taking captives, all right, and they would use them for, especially in medieval times, you'd have people that would work, they'd go home, they'd generally have a house, all right, on a lesser level. People like fiefs and serfs, all right, I think serfs is the right word. Let me look it up. Okay, let me look it up, serf. So a serfdom was a person, a serf was a person who was forced to work on land owned by another person, typically during the medieval period in Europe. So feudal serfs were required to provide services to a lord. Attached land serfs were often attached to the land they worked on and would move with the land if it was sold. Low social class serfs were part of a lower social class. They were, in a way, like slaves almost. But what rights did serfs have? Let's see. All right, serfs, all right, property. Serfs could accumulate personal property and wealth, and some even became wealthier than their free neighbors, okay? That never happened with slavery. Freedom of movement. Serfs could not permanently leave the village of holding without their lord's permission. So they were allowed to, leave, not freely, albeit, but they were allowed to leave in some ways. It says freedom of occupation. Serfs could not change their occupation without their lord's permission. Freedom to dispose of property. Serfs could not dispose of the property of their property without the lord's permission. Protection. The lord was supposed to protect the serfs from criminals and other lords, which, of course, was not the case in slavery. There was just a free-for-all beatdown. Charity. The lord was expected to support serfs with charity during times of famine. So they weren't, just going to starve. They would actually feed them decently. All right. Sick days. Serfs often had the right to sick days or leave if needed. Crop cultivation. Serfs could grow what crops they wanted on their lands. Inheritance. Serfs inherited the status of their parents. So it says serfs were often harshly treated, but this was, just realize that that's generally how captivity and slavery was. They still had their property. Yes, they had to live on the property of their lord, but they generally had their own properties, which they could have their families, they could eat. All right, their serf, the serf was, their lord was expected to take care of them, and not just to the lowest standard possible, okay? But not like, like how it was, here, have some ribs, all right, and just have, or chitlins and chitterlings and all that type of shit. No, they gave them food, and of course they ate like peasants, because that's how most everybody, even the free men, all right, were eating back then, okay? And then you had fiefs or fiefs, all right, and a bunch of other stuff. There was various different levels, but we're not going to talk about that all today. So just know, I just want, with that closing out, that's how we're going to close out, is that the way Esau did captivity and slavery was different than any other nation had ever done it before. It was complete hardcore bondage, complete butchery and brutality, and murderous. All right, it was murderous with mandingo fightings and killings and homosexual assault. okay, is what was happening, all right? And Esau was the one that did that. They're guilty of that, will always be guilty of that, and the Most High is going to handle them accordingly because of what they did, all right? Like I said, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee, roughly paraphrasing. E never changes, all right? That's just another Levi cat-eating lie, all right? And, we expect it from the devil, all right? He's washed up, all right? He has the same tricks in his trick bag that he keeps using forever and ever. E never changes. With that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until the next one, Lord willing, shalom.